Hi, friends. It's Adam, the crippled cowboy. Ugly stuff today. Thinking about stuff, and there's pieces of the things I think about that hurt really bad. And one of them is my own parents, particularly my father. First and foremost, before I even get into whatever I'm going to say, I got mad respect for all the nurses out there and all them medical personnel going through everything they went through already, and then they're still getting hit. If it weren't for y'all, we'd be in a worse situation. In addition to that, there's another side. Before all this crazy stuff happened or whatever, what you think is true might not necessarily be so. I mean, it's okay if you choose to believe something, but you have to be open to accept if it's not. Make the adjustment you see necessary. My father, I watched that poor man every single day in a wheelchair struggling to stay alive. That's what my dad does. He's in a wheelchair. His quality of life went. My quality of life went. Something I'm noticing is your quality of life is sort of more important than living, if that makes any sense. It's important. It's one thing I never did was improve my quality of life. I improved everybody else's as much as I could, being a coach or whatever. Don't get me wrong, I'm no angel. There are plenty of problems I brought with myself. But what I mean with that whole thing is be careful what you believe. I remember what happened to my dad. He got cancer. Simple skin. Oh, I don't want to say simple, but it was skin cancer. It started that way. And there's this thing in men. I don't know if it's like a tough guy thing or whatever, but he never got it checked and it spread. Bad thing, whatever. But he went under the care of the doctor. I ain't gonna point out any names. I actually don't remember her name in particular, but he had those crazy surgeries you hear about where you're under for hours, mad hours. I remember when he went under, it was like 10.5 hours, I think, something like that. I remember being there. I remember trying to be there as much as I could every day. Took a picture of his hand or whatever. Here's where the reality of the ugly kind of begins. So if you're a little weak-hearted, be careful. What you believe in, be careful. We were all told he was going to be fine, he was going to survive. I particularly remember this younger woman coming in the room, this after surgery, and I don't know, 26, 27 maybe. I was looking at her, she was a hell of a lot younger than me. Talking about, oh, your dad did awesome, we got all this, we got all that, I did a great job. She did the surgery in particular. Before he had had another one. It didn't look nearly as bad as this one. Anyway, I remember looking at her shoes and seeing dried stuff on her shoes and just knowing that came from my dad. Hell yeah, it breaks your heart. Real bad. But I remember her sort of talking about how awesome he was going to be. Looking at my dad now, I can't even recognize the man. He's disfigured, if that's the word. And he's in a wheelchair. So I can't even imagine looking at myself every day. Am I upset? Hell yeah. I would rather somebody sit there and be like, hey, listen, here's the deal. We got as much as we could. You ain't gonna look this. If I was warned, maybe I would deal with it different. I'm dealing with it pretty good actually, but if I was my pops and I had to look at myself in the mirror, that's what people don't realize, you know. How about the person that all this stuff is happening to? Why don't you ask them? You know, still to this day, I mean, it's over. It's probably like 3.5 years since I've been diagnosed with MS, and still never can I recall a single time being asked how I felt about everything I'm going through. I just think it's important, you know, and quit acting like you know. That bothers me. That is one thing that bothers me. There's a lot of things we don't know, and we're starting to learn that thanks to technology and stuff. Like I said, just be honest. If you don't know something, you don't know something. You know, I screw up. I screw up all the time. I did screw up. I'm paying the price for everything. Don't don't act like you know something. Thank you for listening. Hope you have an awesome day today. Bye.